Yeah, we designated spitters live every week. Live, designated homie, cause we spit heat. We designated spitters, Francis and Pete. Yes, talking Yankee baseball, hip hop for the streets. Yup, we designated. Yup, we innovative. Yup, we designated. Spit it's time that you know. Yup, we designated. Yup, we innovative. Yup, we designated. Spitters, let's start the show.
Welcome to the show of all shows. That is the Designated Spittaz. Francis, what is going on, fam?
What's up? Y'all already know it's Francis Lee, a.k.a. your grandmother's boyfriend, back and better than ever. We back, baby.
He's sticking with that too, man. I'm telling you, you know what it was? You know what it was, everybody? He got some traction on that name.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think
the grandmother started looking at him different.
I think, yeah. I mean, I was at the grocery store a couple of days ago, and there was a few abuelitas checking me out, couple of nonas giving me the eye. I was like, hey, let me stop. Nah, bro, it was just fun. I listened to the beginning of the last episode, and I was like, bro, this is hilarious.
Yeah,
I put it in my bio. I was like, I'm running
you,
with
man,
it.
That's what makes the Designated Spittaz just a special ass show, man. You got to tune in. You never know what you're gonna get, and everybody knows that already. You never know what you're gonna get here. You have no idea what the hell's gonna happen. So I mean, it makes us a special. But I tell you what, Francis, we're probably gonna have one of the shorter Designated Spittaz episodes today. But
we got a lot coming for them.
This week is busy, man. As you guys know, look, I'm gonna shout the entire team out real quickly. This team is friggin' awesome, man. I don't know. I'm trying not to curse too much. Tomorrow's church. I don't want to go too much in. I don't want to pray for 3 months of my sins after scream. And I could. Trust me, this fan base sometimes got me where I could scream all damn day. But no, man. I just want to shout everybody out, man. From Designated Spittaz, us, NYYST, all the way to the end of the week, Francis, and Sheffield, and everybody in between. The entire team, man. Like, we are running at this thing so determined to take this thing off. And guys, by the way, if you see me look up here sometimes like that, I got a beautiful big monitor up here now, so I could kind of switch back and forth from things. But we are so determined. And here's the thing that I want the fans to understand. I kind of put this out there on Twitter. Guys, when we talk about doing things, we talk about it for you guys. We say, I bet the fans, I know Francis tells me this a lot. I bet the fans will like, that's probably the best time to do it. Let's do it at that time because they're going to enjoy that. That's probably the perfect time to do it. We base what we do off of you all. We know you guys like stuff live more. We try to do more lives. And God, Francis, what is it? A couple of days from now, it's going to be lives every day.
I mean, yeah, we're right. Listen, I am super excited. Opening day is like right around the corner.
I really am. I am.
Like, I'll tell you, it's not even necessarily like a Yankees thing. It's just a baseball thing.
Man. It's a different feeling, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's just a different feeling overall. And can we throw this disclaimer out here? Because I feel like we need to say, we shouldn't have to say this, but I want to make sure people get this. Just because myself, Francis, some of the people on this team did not enjoy the Yankees offseason, that doesn't mean that on opening day we're not going to be screaming our fucking lungs out. There we go, number one. Our lungs out for Garrett Cole and for the Yankees to win every single game and win with the team they have right now. That's not the point. When we do that, that's not the point, you dumbass fans. Not the fan base. The dumbass fans that feel like you gotta approve every single move. You gotta support every single move unless you're not a fan. That's bullshit. Yeah. That's bullshit.
No. Look, man, like at this point, and I think this is the perfect episode for us to say this. Like, look, the offseason's completed, right?
It's over. Can't be changed, right?
We saw like the probably what's the final trade before opening day today. We'll get into that a little later. But at this stage in the game, man, like I think Pete and I have gone over, what we expected for the offseason. We went through the lockout with you guys. I mean, I think we were giving content when it was dry out there, right?
Bro, we never took a show off.
We never took a show off. NyynewsTV has been going pumping out content for you guys day after day, week after week. And then we went through, after the lockout, the offseason and everything, free agency. But at this point, man, it's like, we're not trying to beat a dead horse. Like the season's about to start. And, obviously the themes are going to come up, throughout the season when things happen where one of us looks at each other and is like, damn, if we had signed Robbie Ray, maybe we wouldn't be in this position. Or damn, like if we would have grabbed a guy like a Correa or one, maybe we wouldn't be. Like, yeah, those things are going to come up. But at this stage, bro, we're ready for the season to go. And all we can do is hope for the best with what we have, right? Facts. So, of course, we're going to root for the team. Like, that we never said that we weren't going to root for the team anymore. I mean, some people out there were saying that. But that never came out of my mouth. No. That never came out of Pete's mouth. Oh, I'm not a Yankee fan anymore because of this offseason. Nah, bro, like, the offseason was not what we expected. It's a very low-graded offseason. But, bro, this is the team we got. We rolling. Like, we still want to beat everybody. So let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
So we're going to get to all that, guys. But we got to start off with, now I feel like, the world-famous quotes. And I guess this is, again, what kind of separates kind of what we were just talking about, too, with fans saying, you got to support everything. You've had fans coming out supporting what Brian Cashman said, and I think it's pathetic. I think it's overly. It's up there, and people, again, guys, I don't want to beat a dead horse. Francis used it, and I feel like we've been doing that recently because it's all we really have to talk about. We're looking forward to the season to begin to talk about games and things like that, but when we talk about beating a dead horse, it's because we are just about shocked here that some of the same things are happening. Some of the disgraceful things are happening, right? One of those being when Aaron Boone said he was bullied. I sat there and I made a whole thing after, and I said, it's a disgrace to the Yankees' legacy. It's sickening. It's one of the most shameful things I ever heard a manager say. You could go over all the quotes. How about the league is closing the gap on us? After you guys haven't won in what gap? And as a Yankee fan, I'm sitting here saying, bro, something is wrong. It's obvious. These guys are not this delusional. And then, look at this. You guys want to hear something sad? Again, put this into perspective. 27 World Series titles. 27. Most in baseball by far. Most championships in any sport, whatever. The most, okay? The general manager who's been around for a few of those, the last dynasty, 2009, is now pointing fingers and blame on another organization on why they have not won since 2009. It is the most shameful, sickening, disgusting thing. And this is why I harp very harshly on where this organization is headed. You want to know why? Not because only the guys they put on the field. Listen to leadership.
Leadership, yep.
Listen to what leadership have been saying for 4 years or so, even longer than that. Cashman coming out saying, it's not a lost season if we don't win it all. Steinbrenner backing that up. Yeah. Steinbrenner blaming the players, and they didn't change much. It's the players' fault. You would think we came out that thing saying, I came out and said, guys, they're not going to, my understanding is, I'm told they're not going to add no contract. They're going to re-sign Judge. That's what they want to do. And I said it. I'm not even reporting on it hard because I don't believe it. I don't even believe it. And then me, Francis, everybody sitting there going, I mean, you got to think one of the big guys are theirs. That's obvious, right?
Yeah, somebody.
And then, bro, they end up with Josh Donaldson, which no one in that mother knew was going to happen. Nobody thought that. IKF, no. We had a bit of an idea it could happen.
Yeah, we heard of it.
And Higashioka's the catcher because Rortvedt is injured, and they said they don't even know when he's going to come back. They have no clue.
Yeah.
And they think it could be a constant problem he's dealt with. So we may have a very injured catcher. Now we added the catcher in Jose Trevino. But going back, the reason why I'm bringing all this up is those are the changes they made and now base it off of the comments that leadership itself is saying, and now they're bitching and crying. If he was confident about this team, why is he coming out bitching and crying about not winning since 2009?
Yeah, it just sounds like more excuse making. We listen. the thing that I guess annoyed me the most was, I mean, this happened in 2017. By 2018, like we knew, right, what was going on. 2019, there's the whole thing with the possible buzzers or whatever. Some people say they believe it. Some people say they don't. I 100% think they were using buzzers in
I think
2019.
they were too. MLB said they didn't, right? There was no.
Yeah, of course,
evidence
of
that.
course,
Yeah.
yeah. Manfred came out.
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, he said. Well, Manfred came out and said, "Yeah, no, there was nothing. We investigated. We
Yeah,
didn't
they
find
investigated
anything."
my ass.
He also said the same thing about the 2015 Yankees, but there's this whole letter coming out, or whatever, right?
Correct.
Which we'll get to later. But I say all that to say, like this is like old in a sense, right? Like for a team that is like supposedly focused on winning a championship every single year, for you to still be thinking about 2017 and 2022, it's a joke. And then for you to use that I don't know, that phrasing just really rubbed me the wrong way. For the GM to say, I get offended. I get offended when people say we haven't been to the World Series since 2009.
And Boone
because
did
of
the same thing.
Because of what happened in 2017. You get offended by the truth, Brian? We haven't been to the World Series.
Thank you.
We haven't been. We haven't even been since
Bro,
2009.
they asked, by the
How
way,
do you get
too,
offended by the truth?
I just want to throw this because this is on your point. They just asked a National League executive about the comments. You know what he said? Go get better players and go back to the World Series.
Yeah,
Why are you blaming organization?
Here's my thing, right? Because you know who else was just as mad as the Yankees, if not more? The Dodgers, who had to play them in the World Series.
They actually went to the World Series.
Who lost to them in the World Series. But do you know what the Dodgers did? They went right back to the World Series the next year.
And what did
they lost?
And
they lost in 18, but then they went back in 2020 and they won.
COVID year and all, they won.
Oh, it was a COVID year.
Won.
Mickey Mouse. Bro, whatever you want to call it, the Dodgers, they cried about it when it came out, right? But they still went about building their team. You see, the dangerous thing with these comments, and this is what Pete was saying before, is that it gives you a little bit of a peephole into what leadership's mindset is. And when you look through that peephole as a fan, it's really scary.
It is.
But as a fan who actually is thinking for themselves and like, you know,
not
is gonna
following a narrative
exactly, who doesn't have a problem criticizing. If you look through that peephole, it's really, really scary because the Yankees weren't the only team cheated out of an opportunity in 2017. That's one, right? But what it seems like is that the Yankees are the only team who saw 2017 and said, well, they had to cheat to beat us. So that means that we already had a championship team. All we need is to, like, you know, keep running it back with the same pieces, more or less,
Facts.
you know, and that's going to get us the championship. Mind you, the Dodgers were actually in the World Series against the team that cheated against them, and it took them 7 games to beat the Dodgers also, people.
Yep.
And the Dodgers still continued to get better. Do you understand that in 2017, Mookie Betts was not a Dodger? In 2017, Trey Turner was not a Dodger.
Yep. They
in
made
2017,
significant moves since then.
Freddie Freeman was not a Dodger. Okay, they traded for Max Scherzer last year at the deadline. This is a team who didn't look at 2017 and say, oh, well, they had to cheat to beat us. So basically, we're champions. Like, basically, we're already champions. No. They said, no. You have to actually win the championship. You have to actually be holding the piece of metal. If you're not holding the piece of metal, then you're not a champion.
Yep.
And they went for it, and they continued remodeling, bringing in talent, trading away top prospects until they got there. And you know what they did after they got there in 2020? They kept pushing to get there again.
That's right.
Now you're looking at a team, right?
That's right.
That in this offseason, they let Max Scherzer walk, right?
Yep.
They let Corey Seager walk. And they go out and sign Freddie fucking Freeman. And they have one of the best lineups in all of baseball.
Yep.
Even after letting Corey Seager walk. This is because this team has not let up. They have not let up. But Cashman, Brian Cashman, the cash god, as you guys referred to him as, just let the world know that the reason that they've been approaching the roster the way they have since 2018 to now is because they thought that they had a championship team in 2017.
Yep.
See, they don't realize that baseball is a game of magic and feeling sometimes.
Bingo.
See,
Bingo.
I'm not saying 2017 was a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't want any of you to start saying, Francis said 2017, no. Shut up. That's not what I'm saying. Listen closely. The 2017 Yankees were ahead of their time.
Yep.
At the beginning of that season, nobody expected the Yankees to be in Game 7 of the ALCS that year.
Correct.
They were just starting to come into their own. Ridiculous young talent all up and down the lineup. A lot of unproven people, pieces, and players, right? There was a lot of doubt. Now, people said they're gonna use this season. It's gonna be a building block. It's gonna be a stepping stone. They're gonna get a feel for the game together. But no one expected what happened when they got to the wild card game, right? Already adversity, but they won.
Yep.
Then they go against the ALDS, against the best team in baseball that year, because a lot of people forget this, but Cleveland,
they were the best team.
They were the best
21 wins in a row, whatever the hell it was.
21 game win streak.
Yeah.
They were going nuts. Cleveland was out of this mind, and Cleveland was going hard because they had just come off losing to the Cubs in the World Series the year prior.
Yes, correct.
Like, this was a team that was rolling. They had just been there, and they were fighting tooth and nail to get back.
Yep.
And when we get into that DS against them, when we go down 2-0, nobody was surprised. Everybody was like, "Well, this is what's kind of supposed to happen." Like,
facts.
They're early. Like, they'll use this experience and they'll get better. No, we come back and upset the Cleveland Indians. Now, I know that sounds crazy to you people that the Yankees could upset anybody, but we actually were the underdogs.
We were.
Upset the Cleveland Indians, and now we're set for that matchup against the Stros. In Houston, we did not score runs, Brian. We did not score runs.
At all.
3 runs in 4 games.
Yep.
3. 1, 2, 3. Uno,
Francis
dos,
coming with the facts today.
Come on. 3 runs in 4 games, Brian. That's how we lost the series, right? Now, did the sign stealing contribute to it? Oh, fuck, you bet your ass it did. You bet your ass it
contributed to the whole season, of course.
It contributed to the whole season. It contributed to the fact that they were there. It
That's
contributed to the fact that they were able to score runs in Houston. True, but we didn't help our case by only scoring 3 runs in 4 games.
Right.
With 3 runs in 4 games is not going to get it done. But anyway, we lose that series, and it was what it was. But looking back on that team going into that offseason, Yankee fans were ecstatic. Why? Because we felt the magic in that playoff run. We said, wow, there was something there, man. Like, when we got down against Cleveland, everybody wrote us off, and we came back and beat them 3 straight games, the best team in baseball. We were going into a series against Houston where Houston was favored, but the Yankees weren't afraid of them because they had just beaten the best team in baseball 3 games straight.
Yep.
And they proved that they belonged there, because though they went down against Houston, they came back to the Bronx, and the zoo was in full effect. We were running running wild. Gary Sanchez was hitting doubles. Judge was being
Big
judged.
hits.
I mean, bro, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yep.
But again,
Didi, that was Didi's year too, with the 3-run homer in the wild card, right? Off Minnesota.
Yeah.
It was just they got hot at the right time.
It was amazing,
right
but
time.
that's what I'm trying to say. When we look at the team for what it was, they got hot at the right time, right? And they had that magic element to that little playoff run that they had.
And I don't want.
They weren't necessarily a championship team in 2017.
They were horrible.
There's no guarantee we would have beaten the Dodgers had we gotten to the World Series.
If you look at their roster, the roster was not good at all. That was the year. I'm thinking about it now. That was with Chris Carter. Matter of fact, I got it right here. Look at this. This was opening day. Gary Sanchez, Chris Carter, Starlin Castro, Didi Gregorius, Chase Headley, Brett Gardner, Jacoby Ellsbury, Aaron Judge, and Matt Holliday. Okay? Mind you, I don't want to go into the whole manager thing, but Joe Girardi was the manager, and he led this team to 91 wins, 1 less than last year. Yep. Look at that. Look at the difference in the rosters. 1 less. Aaron Hicks that year had 15 homers, 266, so one of his better years with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Of course, only 88 games played. Ronald Torreyes came out of nowhere. He was terrific, 292. That's the year with the whole camera thing and all that.
The Tonight Show.
The Tonight Show.
Look.
I mean, look,
Field,
Bird
they
190,
had Field.
230. None of these guys had anything. They were just the perfect thing at the right time. That's all it was.
It was Field. We had Field, man. Like
Sevy had his best year. We traded for Gray.
Bird was literally nothing.
No,
but he hits that home run. He hits that home run against Andrew Miller, and it's enough.
And he's everything.
You know
and he's absolutely everything at that point.
That's Field. That's magic. They're timely hitting and things like that. Now, you might hear this and say, but Francis, it's not like Brian hasn't done anything since then. I mean, that very same offseason, we went and got Giancarlo. I know.
Yep.
A year later, we went and got DJ. I know. And then we signed Garrett Cole. Yeah, I know. But look at the Dodgers is what I'm saying. Because I'm not saying that what we've done wasn't anything. Giancarlo, love him. Garrett Cole, had to have him. Right. DJ, love him.
Yep.
But I could name another 3 moves that should have been made. You see, because the Dodgers didn't stop at just trading for Mookie Betts, did they? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm talking about. They didn't stop at signing Trevor Bauer, did they? Right? No.
Because they got an urge and a hunger to win.
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Brian Cashman has done nothing and Hal has done nothing. That's not what any of us have ever said. They've made moves since then. What we're saying is, have they gone for it as hungrily as LA?
No, and I could tell you why.
Can we sit here and
Brian Cashman's own words were he had to get creative. This guy does not know what creative is. And again, there is nothing that shows. Okay, anybody out there, you're in the chat right now. Simple question is a yes or no. It's very easy. Was this offseason creative work from the GM? I'll give you guys time to, we're not live right now, but I'm going to be in the chat watching this, and I want to see what the fans say. Matter of fact, I'll put a poll on here. Was what Brian Cashman did, knowing everything that was available, was it creative? Where's the creativity of this offseason?
I mean, that's the thing.
You know what, Francis, you want to know what creative is? You flip Aaron Hicks somewhere. And maybe you say, we'll just put some speed in there. So, again, I think
Trade Chapman. Trade
Chapman. Save some money. Look, did anybody ever expect that Hosmer could be traded? They were just very close to doing it because they said, you know what? If we can get somebody else that we want, we'll eat his salary. We'll eat a lot of it.
We'll
save a few million.
Craig Kimbrell just got traded.
Bingo. So here's my thing. I didn't want to really jump into this right now. I think I had another point too on the whole Cashman quotes. God, if it comes to me, I'll say it. But I thought about it for a second. But I gotta just jump right into this before we get to the Yankees appealing the letter and the Trevino trade. This offseason is so bonkers to me. That's the best way to explain it. It's bonkers and how fans have become. Because I could end any fan's argument when you talk about this offseason by simply saying, at the beginning of the offseason, look at the roster now. 100 out of 100 times did you ever predict that would be it? And if they're truthful, everybody would say no. They would say, well, we didn't get Correa. We didn't get Ray. We didn't get Freeman.
Seager.
We didn't get Seager that everybody said we were going to get. We didn't get Olsen. We didn't even get Simeon. We didn't get Marte. We didn't do none of those moves. Other guys, we didn't make no big trade.
Jacob Stallings was
He
traded,
sucks
and it
now,
wasn't
Francis.
to us.
He sucks. Somebody told me today he sucks now. Oh, he sucks. Wait. So Rortvedt is better? The guy that Cashman traded that was injured and he knew it? So now he had to go get another trade?
Jacob Stallings had some of the best defensive numbers of any catcher in the league last year.
Carlos Correa said he's the best catcher he's ever seen. Ever. Yeah. He's even said above guys like Yadier Molina. That's how good defensively this guy is.
I mean, Carlos Correa is a nerd's nerd. He knows the numbers.
He's an A-Rod.
Better than any of you fake Twitter nerds. Don't even get me started.
No, I want to go there.
I put out a banger of a tweet this week, by the way. I said, I was like, those who can play, right? They play the game.
Right.
And those who can't pretend that they understand analytics.
It's really, well, you're right. It's really a great point. And I want to bring this up because here's my tweet, okay? I gotta go over this real quickly. And I promised myself, guys, by the way, my fiance, I don't know if she has the flu or what, but she's not feeling good. So I promised her we'll get done with this episode and me and her will chill for the night. But I gotta share this real quickly, and who knows, we might go 2 hours. We never know. We never freaking know. I said
we just start the ride. We never know where we're going.
We don't know what the hell happens. This is all I said, Francis. Okay, this is it. The Yankees made the trade for Trevino, which I like, and we're gonna. I like it. I don't think it's a good move. I said yes, Contreras, because somebody mentioned Wilson Contreras. I know he wasn't traded. I understand that, and all the others catchers available during this offseason would have been nice, but the Yankees don't seem too committed to making sense. Now, here's my question. When I say that, I specifically said Contreras and everybody else that was traded. Okay?
Yep.
I will pat myself on the back for one thing. I don't think there's one person out there who's been calling for Sanchez to be moved for a defensive-minded catcher longer than I have. Going back to before JT Realmuto was ever a Philly. I called for it back then. Go get him now. Me and Felix.
Oh, yeah, when he was on the trading block.
Yes.
Yep.
Me and Felix said, go get him now. Move Gary for him now because he does both. Because eventually, you're gonna get
no.
stuck.
It was before he was on the trading block.
It was
because I remember it was the beginning of that season. There was like really light rumblings, like, oh, if they are going to move him, this is going to be the year that they move him. But in that offseason, they were like, no, the Marlins have no plans to move him. And you and Felix were both saying, like,
yes, 100%.
That's the guy. The Yankees got to trade for this guy. Get him now and extend him.
And that's the same year. That's the same year when I put out the news that he came in really bad shape and conditioning. Because I was told that by people that know, 150%. And then again, A-Rod came out after that. A former coach, I forgot who it was, that was on the team with him, came out and said, yeah, he came in horrible shape. He wasn't dedicated. And there was also, but people forget this. He had that issue in the minors also. Attitude issues, all that stuff that he wasn't committed enough. So
when they say attitude issues, it's because people they misconstrue that, Pete. And they're like, what attitude issues? Gary's like, he's so calm, he's so quiet, when they say attitude, it doesn't mean necessarily that you're like barking off at people.
Exactly.
When they spoke about attitude issues with Gary, it was lack of motivation, not a self-starter.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Lack of proactivity. That's what they meant.
Lethargic, not wanting to do it. That looks bad. That's
what they meant
issues.
By attitude.
So going back there, somebody goes to me today and they go, they're all harping on Wilson Contreras. I know he's not traded, but he's available. He's been available. That's our understanding of the knowledge that we have. So somebody goes, why would you want him? He's a poor man's Gary Sanchez. Are you friggin' mad? Are you do not insult a World Series champion that way who the team said he was one of the main friggin' reasons. This dude came up as a rookie and told the leaders of that clubhouse, I am not here to be hazed. I am here to lead the charge. Don't even think about doing it with me. Then I was told intangibles don't matter. Well, go tell Derek Jeter that, nerd. Go tell Derek Jeter that intangibles don't matter. Because that's not something you got a stat on. So you can't debate somebody like me when it comes to that. Because you don't know your ass from your elbow if you don't have a little notepad in front of your face and some numbers. So if you could sit there and say, oh, I got some numbers that show defensively they're the same player. Buddy, you must have not watched with your eyeballs last year to compare anybody to Gary Sanchez defensively. I think last year was the worst catching performance I have ever seen in baseball history since I was 4 or 5 years old watching baseball. The worst I have ever seen. There has never been somebody close. So don't give me the shit that, oh, but you wanted a defensive catcher. Yeah, I did. I'm okay with what the Yank Francis. You will call me out before anybody would. Have I not been saying the whole time? Upgrade at short, upgrade in center field, get me a starting pitcher, put anybody behind the catcher.
Just to get a defensive guy.
That's all
Glove
I said.
first.
Remember
We
what I
don't
said
care
too?
what he contributes offensively.
I even said
yeah.
if everything else fails and they get Robbie Ray, just replace Gary Sanchez, and I'll come on here and go, wasn't that good, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm rolling. Yeah, same thing.
I said all this stuff.
Yeah.
I said all this. But even further, they say he's not much of a better hitter, right? He's not. Wilson Contreras is not a better hitter. His batting average career-wise is only about 30 points higher. His on-base percentage is only about 30 points higher. His WAR is only about 5 or 6 points higher overall. Actually, I think it's more than that. But his slugging percentage, that's the only thing Gary got him beat. Slugging percentage and home runs. Other than that, it's not comparable. It's just not comparable.
Yeah. But again, this is my issue with
his
baseball.
WTXYZ shows that they're the same player, Pete.
And that's my issue with baseball right now in general. I mean, not just with baseball, especially with the Twitter thing. I mean, I went back and forth with one of these kids or whatever. He's one
by
of
the
those...
way, too, I'm not cutting you off. You could continue.
No.
Earl, you got an open invite, my man. I would love to have you on. I DM'd him. I tweeted it in public. Everybody sees it out there. Mm-hmm. Open invite to discuss how wonderful this Yankees offseason was. Come on the show any single time. You'll be treated fairly. I will not disrespect you or anybody else who wants to come on and debate this thing. Then again, I'm not gonna put anybody on. Earl, I actually respect.
Not
Me and
just
Earl
anybody.
had some good comments back and forth.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be a name calling thing. It wouldn't be nothing stupid.
Nah.
So I would like to have it. I really would. He has an open invite to come on whenever he wants. And Earl has done a real flip-flop on his mindset for the Yankees. He thinks it's the greatest offseason of all time.
Earl knows we fuck with him, but we don't. We definitely disagree with the takes as of late. But that is what it is. I still subscribe to the belief, Pete, that he's trolling because Earl is a like A1 troll on Twitter. He is A1. I've seen him do it for years. I think years at this point.
I honestly I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe
listen, it wouldn't surprise me if he's like, nah, I dead ass believe like this. No, but like it also would not surprise me if like halfway through the season he's just like, dude, I was trolling the whole time. Whatever. I'll be like, yeah, I figured.
I'm just confused because there's nothing wrong with calling out the team's move and hoping they win. I've said it before. Yeah. I think I said it the other day on my live. Could this team win the World Series? Yeah, the Orioles could win the World Series. I mean, that's baseball.
Yeah, I mean,
you never really know. You really never know what can happen.
Look, what I was saying before is just like that's my issue though right now. Like this again, it boils down to this whole thing with the analytics and everything, and it's like, bro, nobody's saying that analytics are bad. Nobody's saying that they're not, a good barometer to judge players and things like. No one's saying that, but the issue is you guys, some of you guys, live and die with these obscure peripheral stats, and I mean, that's the thing about analytics. You
How's
can
it
go
doing
in
for the
there.
Yankees?
You can go not good.
How's it doing for the Yankees?
Not good.
Okay.
But that's the thing with analytics that you can go to freaking Baseball Savant, right, and just start going through piles and piles and mountains of numbers until you find the one stat that makes this guy unique and better than everybody else at his position. That's the beauty of it, in a sense, right? Where you could say, wow, like, look, that's really interesting. He's a lot better at this than everybody. But that shouldn't be something that you go and take and then run to Twitter and start speaking to others matter-of-factly, telling them that this player is better than everybody because this obscure stat or whatever. It's like, bro, even WAR wins above replacement that everybody loves or whatever. Even WAR is a flawed stat in and of itself.
Horribly
and that's
flawed.
Why we have to be honest.
Flawed.
Numbers don't lie. That is true. The numbers are what they are, but numbers can be used to lie. Never forget that.
Correct.
Never forget that. Because they have
been since the beginning of time, by the way.
Since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
since the beginning of time. Numbers do not lie, but they can be manipulated. Yep. And they can be used to formulate lies.
And opinions.
And that is what happens.
Opinions.
Yeah, and that is what happens a lot of times with analytics. You want to know, because a lot of you are going to say, oh, whatever. Like there's that kid, the Ryan kid from Yankees Twitter. Half of you guys freaking worship him. I don't know why, but that's neither here nor there. the kid, he lives and dies with the analytic stuff, and every time he's arguing with somebody, it's like, well, this stat and that, whatever, bro. If it was the truth, right, that everything was just like, no, it could be quantified by the numbers, and also, if that was the truth, right, then how come some people's analytics are better than others? Do you know why?
Exactly.
Do you know why? Because there are opinions involved. You see, the Yankees, they have an analytics team, but they also have their philosophy of what analytical numbers they pay attention to.
Correct.
And how they use that data.
Correct.
The Dodgers have an analytics team. They have their own philosophy and they have their own goals on how we're going to use the data.
Yep.
The Tampa Bay Rays, the Astros, the San Diego Padres, the St. Louis Cardinals, everybody. Atlanta Braves, everybody. You see, in Atlanta,
even the Orioles just got one recently. They put money into it finally.
Of course. Even Atlanta, but here's the difference, right? Atlanta, they have the team, they have the numbers, they have the whatever. What happens when they bring it up and it gets the snicker? Well, Brian Snicker was pretty open and honest about how he feels about certain things, right? Yep. So you know that their philosophy is to provide all the data, to give him the buffet of data, and to let him eat as much or as little as he wants, right? The Dodgers, another organization where they have a slew. It's buffet on top of buffet of analytical data, and with the team, they provide it to Dave Roberts. They provide it. It's there, but he has the free reign to eat as much or as little from that buffet as he wants to. And the issue with the New York Yankees, I don't care how many times Aaron Boone says it in front of cameras and you people believe it, is that he is served a plate and they sit there and wait till he finishes it.
Yeah.
That is how it goes.
They play MLB the show on manager mode.
Pete,
is what they're doing.
It's like this. These are the numbers. These are the analytics. This is our philosophy. Now go out there and tell the people it's your idea.
100% correct. And the funny thing is too, do you notice a trend here too with Yankee leadership? This is what I was talking about earlier. Who also said that they're offended by the way they're being looked at this offseason?
Aaron Boone.
So Aaron Boone is offended.
Because he's a baseball guy, bro.
I'm a baseball guy, bro. Yet I'm a baseball guy, bro, that follows no logic of regular traditional baseball moves, even mixed with analytics. He follows nothing that is normal for Major League Baseball. Nothing. So he also said, well, I'm offended that they call me a data analyst. By the way, ain't no one ever called you a data analyst. You know it. I know it. The Yankee organization knows it. The guy who, Joe Sherman knew it, but he didn't want to, hey, because that was me doing it. I was like, wait a second. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. You were called a puppet.
Hold up.
Yeah, wait. You were called a puppet, but continue. Go ahead. Yeah. Nobody's ever called you a data analyst, Aaron, bro.
Yeah, so I was going to say, if anything, he's a data applicator, not an analyst.
There you go.
He's not the one
analyzing jack shit.
Come on.
He's not. The only thing he's analyzing is looking at himself in the mirror saying, do I keep my pride or do I throw it out the garbage? That's the only thing he's analyzing daily. And hopefully, as I've been saying for a while, it's going to come out one day. He's going to write a book one day when he's gone. I'm telling you. It's going to come out.
Pete, it always comes out. And that's the beauty of it.
And it's going to.
That's why I get so bothered with it. Because, again, like I said in that episode when we spoke about those Boone comments, I said, well, bro, I believe you're a baseball guy, bro. That's why I get so upset.
Me too.
When you make decisions and you put things on the field that don't look like baseball guy decisions,
can't deny
but they look like the decision of a nerd with a laptop who sits in the dark all day crunching numbers.
Oh, by the way, too, friends, do you agree with what I said on my live? I don't know if you heard it, but you know who
the other day after Cashman's comments?
Yeah,
I heard that one.
You know who should be the most aggravated person about Cashman's comments? Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi should be more mad right now than anybody. You know he would have had 2 World Series titles. If he wins one more, that's usually Hall of Fame quality for a manager. Yeah. He'd only have to manage a few, even if they didn't win. I got 3 titles and thousands of plus wins. I'm a Hall of Fame manager. That is huge for his legacy. Yeah, 2 World Series wins with the Yankees.
You see, when you said that, my brain immediately went to, this is how you know that what they feed you is bullshit.
I've been begging people to listen. For
if
years.
Cashman,
For
if
years.
Cashman really believed the shit that he peddled earlier this week, then why did they fire Girardi?
And I
Because
don't look,
if they were really a championship team that year, and they really won the championship, and they went to the World Series in Cashman's mind, why are you firing the manager who brought the team there?
and even if you say, well, there was some guys that didn't like the way they were treated, as the GM, don't you sit back and go, well, no, he's the best guy for the job. I mean, he got a 91-win team to a win away from a team that cheated us, so we should have won. So the guy I hired, I was part of that process of hiring him, being Brian Cashman. I'm sticking by my guy. He's another. He won 2 World Series titles with us. Why is he gone? Why is he gone? Who knows what Gary Sanchez's career would have turned into? Who knows if he would have been a different ball player? Who knows how many of these guys would have been different? Who knows if Clint Frazier would have been a different player for the Yankees? Who knows if all this what could have happened, what could have changed?
Pete, it's very simple. Joe Girardi stays. They move on from Greg Bird way faster than they did. They realized that Gary Sanchez is never going to be a defensive catcher way faster than they did. Joe Girardi was a catcher in his playing years, and he knows better than anybody else, or as much or as good as anybody else, what an actual MLB catcher should look like. And he would have told you relatively quickly, listen, that's not going to work. Either we take him for what he's given us offensively, or we move on from him now because we want a catcher who's going to be good defensively.
And by the way, I want to give Gary some credit here. To be fair to Gary Sanchez, defensive-wise, he was way better then. Way better.
He started
I don't care what some of it say. If you look at his defensive numbers, they go down. Yeah, so the people that go, oh, but he did this well, he did that. Guys, do me a favor. Put the notebook down and watch the game. Watch the game. That's it. Watch the game.
Everything... And that's the thing that they'll tell you. No, but the numbers tell me the story.
Well, that's the scary thing about some of these kids is that they will watch it and see it and go, damn, that's bad. They'll go look and go, oh, no, but the number says he's average. Yeah, I mean, that was probably just a subtle mistake.
No, because they
will make an excuse. They'll find a number to convince themselves what they saw wasn't that bad. Oh, no, he wasn't. You know how many times I saw that this offseason? He wasn't that bad.
Yeah. No,
it wasn't that bad. Garrett Cole's sitting there saying, bro, I wouldn't throw to him. Montgomery's like, I won't throw to him either. And Yankee fans are sitting there saying, keep him. His WXD 40, his WD 40 is amazing.
No, man. Look, the thing, again, it's like I said, like, these numbers can and are manipulated by some of your favorite accounts on Twitter who just want to sound like they know what the fuck they're talking about. But they don't. I'm sorry. I'm here to tell you, a lot of them don't, because most of us do not. Trust me. I went to school. I studied this shit. Like, I worked actually as an accountant for years, as an accountant and an auditor. Numbers just so happen to be something I'm really fucking good at. I'm telling you, this shit it's for the birds, bro. It's not for everyone to understand. And even the ones who do get it, the ones who really, really, really do get it will tell you the flaws. They'll tell you, look, it's really good. It's helpful, right? But you can't just go by this.
But see, that's
you cannot just go by.
I'm happy you said that, because even I did a video a while back. I think I titled it a certain way, and everybody was like, "Oh, you think average matters more than all the analytic numbers?" And literally in the video says nothing like that. They just assumed that since I had the nerve to say average is a part of the story, I have to be wrong. And they got to figure out a way to prove me wrong. When all I said in that video was, just like analytics, AVG is part of the story. And then you could dig in more and find out more. Well, this guy struggled with this. Let's look at some of the numbers and see if we could come up with an idea of maybe why that happened, or give us some more idea. What you just said, they're helpful. It should not be the do-all, end-all. And if you believe that, you should be nowhere near fucking baseball field. I'm sorry. It's a resource. It's a resource. I have people saying the other day, I got into a huge argument with people just this week because I reposted a clip of Juan Soto, right? Oh, and the reason I reposted it is because launch angle, right?
Juan Soto, he said something really interesting. He was asked, what advice would you give to all the kids at home who look at you and, see how you play and want to hit like you? And he said, I would tell them to forget about launch angle, right? and focus on squaring up the ball, right? Right? On getting on top of the ball is his exact words. And focus on getting on top of the ball, right?
People were sending you quotes from 3 years ago.
Exactly. Immediately. Quote tweet this, the quote from this player, quote from that player.
Right.
Of course, the Ryan kid gets involved or whatever. No, the Ryan kid wants to sit there and tell me, well, actually, when he says getting on top of the ball, that's still launch angle because the angle if that kid was 2 feet in front of me, I would have smacked the taste out of his fucking mouth.
Hey,
how dare you?
You can't hit women. He goes by she, her, I believe. So he has a pronoun right there. I'm pretty sure he goes by she, her. So please don't hit females.
Listen, really, more power to the kid. More power to the kid because he seems like a smart kid who likes baseball.
That's the thing that I say about if that's his thing. Yeah, enjoy yourself with that.
Enjoy yourself. Do your thing. But the reason I said if he was in front of me, like I'd have smacked him, is because, bro, I fucking played this game. Like I fucking played this game, and I was good. At your age, I wasn't on Twitter tweeting about some obscure number. No, I was out in the field getting fucking catching bodies, bro. Like if you really were baseball or whatever, you'd be on the field, bro, because this is the age where you should be on the field.
Fact. That's right.
Don't sit here and try that shit. It just pissed me off, and this is why people call me an ageist because he said this shit to me, and I was like, how dare this little random kid from Twitter wants to sit here and tell me, well, get on top of the ball, bro. Like what? I was probably getting on top of the ball when you were still in freaking diapers or some shit, or middle school, elementary school. I don't know. But don't sit here and tell me what it means. Like, don't try to talk down to me, bro. No, I know what the fuck he meant. Like, I lost it.
I was getting on top of moms.
He said, fucking on top of the ball. I was getting on top of your mom.
I was getting on top of mamas.
Listen, I when he said that to me, I'm just like, bro, like, first of all, we know let's not play stupid. Let's not play the semantics game because we know exactly what he meant when he said, forget about launch angle. He's speaking about the epidemic that's currently going on with Little League, right? And these Pee-wee leagues all around the country where they're getting these kids from like age 7, 8 years old, obsessed with their fucking launch angle. It's a joke. I'm seeing kids hit off the tee and like talk about it's like, no, bro.
Square the ball
at that age, you need to learn how to square the ball up first. Okay, your hand-eye coordination isn't even what it's supposed to fucking be yet.
No, exactly.
How the fuck are you gonna worry about launch angle?
Correct.
But then the parents are there and they're eating this shit up. They're eating it up because some nitwit on Twitter who doesn't know his ass from his elbow, probably can't even wipe his ass properly yet, balls still haven't dropped, is telling them, well, no, I mean, that's what you have to do. What the fuck have you accomplished to tell people that that's what they have to do?
It's like the rest of the world. There's people that believe that men could have babies. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, there's people that'll fight you to the death,
bro,
telling you that show me the man that's had a baby. I want to meet him. Because
this is the world.
If he's not in a museum somewhere, like literally a statue built of him, because I want to know how that baby shot out of his asshole, smelling like stank, for fucking 9 months. This is what we're dealing with in the world. It really is. It's sad.
And this is what I'm saying. It's not like I'm telling people. I wasn't telling people. No, you have to listen to me. No, I
they'll
literally
fight you
posted.
Tooth and nail. They'll fight you
I posted a clip of one of the game's best hitters, arguably the best hitter, because a lot of people. But there's people who can make the argument using your analytics that he's the best hitter.
Yep.
Right now, me personally, do I think he's the best hitter yet? No, I still think Trout edges him. Still think Trout is edging him right now.
It's not far. It's not too far.
No, it's not far at all. It's not far at all. But I posted a clip of him saying what he would tell to kids. Right.
Yep.
Now, granted, there's a whole lot of other stuff that goes into that. Juan Soto's Dominican, right? His upbringing, how he learned how to play the game, is very different from how the game is being taught over here, right? So of course that's what he's saying, but he says it with the knowledge that these programs over here are focusing way too much on this analytical shit from a young age, and they don't realize, like, you have an 8-year-old focusing on his launch angle, you're not gonna make the next Juan Soto. You're gonna make the next Joey Gallo,
if that.
Like, if that
young. Joey Gallo wasn't doing that in the Little League.
I was gonna say
Joey Gallo wasn't doing it. I guarantee you.
But even on top of that, Pete, what people don't forget and what analytics don't tell you is there are natural, God-given gifts that have a lot to do with how you produce.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Joey Gallo is built like a fucking baseball player. We've said this since the moment he came over.
Yep.
He is built like a baseball player. If you think that doesn't help, it does. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yep.
Yes, there are people who are all shapes and sizes who find success in baseball, and that's part of what makes baseball beautiful. That's true. But every kid is not going to be, it can't hope to be Joey Gallo just by freaking focusing on launch angle at 8 years old or whatever. Who's to say you're going to get that tall? Who's to say you're going to get that strong, that you're going to have those broad shoulders, the length in the arms? Like, there's a lot of shit that goes, but again, analytics doesn't pick that shit up, which is fine.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine.
There's also the magical term that actually doesn't exist according to the people I spoke to today called intangibles. Intangibles mean nothing.
Yeah. But
you could have a bunch of bums you could have a bunch of losers on the team that just post good analytical numbers, and you're going to win. I'll give you every dollar I got. That team doesn't win.
It's a joke. Listen, with a thing that people don't realize.
Don't they play MLB The Show? I think MLB The Show does a thing like on the road to the show. It's like your intangibles. Like you're a fire. What is it? I think you're like a fire starter or some shit like that. They got like a captain. There's like 4 different. Those are intangibles, guys.
Yeah.
So the video games you play, they mention intangibles. But guess what?
Of course.
But guess what, Francis? Wilson Contreras, his intangibles don't mean nothing when it comes to Gary Sanchez because analytical defensive numbers say they're the same player.
Yeah, but
Anybody
that's the
that knows
argument that
baseball
you get.
would tell you they are nowhere near the same player.
That's the argument that you get. Look, I had the same argument, not argument because he didn't go back and forth with me. I think rightfully so. That's not one that you're going to win, Earl, if you wanted to. But when he posted the last 3 years of stats between Josh Donaldson and Correa, whatever, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cute. It's cute. I get it. Yeah, those numbers are close, whatever. But I was like, first of all, neither one of them was on the Yankees at the time, so why the fuck do we care? And second of all, we care about what the projections are for the next 3 years. And if you do that, those numbers aren't going to be close at all. But if you really want to break down that argument and flesh it out and start talking about intangibles, as much as a dog as Josh Donaldson might be, as much as a leader as he might, as much edge as he has, because they've been loving that word the last couple of weeks, edge, that guy's got an edge. You remember that commercial with Derek Jeter and the Ford Edge? That guy's got an edge. They're going to make another one with Josh Donaldson this year. Book it. As much as all of that is true, whatever you can say for Josh Donaldson, Correa can say times 10. I don't want to hear it because Correa has all of that, and he's been to the ALCS 5 times in the last 5 years, and he's been to the World Series in 3 of the 5. Okay? Those are the kind of fucking intangibles that I want on this fucking team. It's not a shot at Donaldson. It's not a shot at him because even regardless of the fact that I don't think his are better than Correa's right now,
bro,
what he has is enough.
I'm sorry to say. That's why, honestly, I'm happy I kind of calmed myself before I responded to Earl because I didn't want to be rude to him because, we don't have that type of relation. Like, he doesn't ever come at me in any way.
No, same. That's
I just hate his tweets
like
because his tweets are always this to me. And it's really well, what else would you have done? Fucking anything, you damn nitwit. I'm sorry. I don't want to call you that, but I'm like, Earl, you're smarter than that, bro. What are you doing?
He is.
So look at this real quick.
That's why it's frustrating.
Can you imagine comparing these two players? Everybody just sit here and just listen to me for a second. Josh Donaldson in his career has almost 2,000 more at-bats than Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa only has about 400 less hits in the little bit of time they've played. Okay? Carlos Correa only has about 250 less RBIs. Okay? On base percentage, very, very close. Even slugging is very, very close. OPS is also very, very close. So for you to sit there and just be like, I'll give you another number. I'll give you another number. I know we're not a big fan of this one, but there's a lot of people that love WAR, right?
Yeah.
Carlos Correa had about a 4 differential last year.
No, but that's what I said. That's the first thing. Because while I say WAR is flawed, that's the stat that people are using. So I always go to it because even when I do my projection, my numbers projection for contracts and shit like that or whatever, the formula that I created, I use WAR. WAR heavily influences it, and it normally comes out really close. I'm always within 10, 20 million of the deal.
Carlos Correa's OPS was also about 30 or 40 points higher.
Come on.
But
look, last year Correa had the third best WAR in the league. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
like,
to sit there and to say,
you know what I'm saying?
that, look, again,
it's not a shot to Donaldson. It's
well,
not a shot
that's
to
where
Donaldson.
I want to get to. And this is the reason that is what is wrong with this offseason, is that anything you say is seen as a shot to the move the Yankees made. I am not here to knock Donaldson, IKF, Rortvet, Higashioka catching. I am not here to knock any
Anthony
of the moves
Rizzo.
the Yankees. Anthony Rizzo, who I love. Everybody knows I love Rizzo. I am not here to knock those. What I'm specifically saying is this offseason was an offseason where the owner blamed the players. The GM came out and said this. Aaron Boone. I'll give you quotes from all three of them. Matter of fact, Aaron Boone afterwards said this roster needs work. He said this roster needs work. We need to add more. Brian Cashman said they need to become more athletic and all that. These cats are sitting there telling me they became more athletic. Why? Because they improved defensively at catcher and shortstop. To me, that's not an athlete. To me, that's not getting more athletic. Yeah, you got better defensively. That's sound, but you could do that very easily. You could have done nothing this offseason and improved defensively. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Gio was still there. You could have said, hey, we'll keep Tyler Wade. You got more athletic. You got better defensively at short. You could have then said, we'll keep Higashioka. You got better defensively at catcher.
You got better defensively at
So
catcher. Yep.
if you want to bring that stuff up, they didn't have
You
to
could
do
have said
anything to become more athletic.
You could have said we're benching Glaber. DJ's starting second base.
Correct.
You got better defense at second.
We feel now we're so much better because we're more athletic, meaning we got better defensively, so we're more athletic. But this is my point of why have we fallen to the point of settling and making up in our mind this was the best offseason we could have. They aced it. There was people, ESPN put out the article and said it was a D+. And the comments, you got to see them. Oh, it's ESPN. That's the only time they've been fucking right. That's the only time ESPN was
But here's the
on.
thing. It's literally.
Earl was like, no, it's a B+. B+?
No, B+. B for balls. Giving me a break.
Oh,
no way.
Speaking of B for balls, before we go into that, baseball is back. And I'm sliding into home plate this spring with my freshly shaved balls. Wait, what did you say? You heard that right, Francis. My balls are even smoother than an Aaron Judge home run after partnering with Manscaped. The global leaders in below-the-waist grooming are helping men take care of their baseballs because chicks don't only dig the long ball, but also clean balls. Join the over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code SPITTAZ, SPITTAZ. And one more important announcement that I want to read off, if you guys don't mind, because this is actually even more important than the scripting. The start of spring also marks the start of Testicular Cancer Awareness Month in April. Manscaped has partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to testicular cancer, men's health, and early cancer detection. Manscaped is committed to raising awareness for the most common form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35 and giving support for fighters, survivors, and families impacted by testicular cancer as part of their We Save Balls initiative. So for anybody out there, get checked early, do all that stuff. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. When I saw it, I've never looked into reading about it. I actually plan to learn a little about it because, of course, our health is very, very important. So I just wanted to share it also along with Manscaped. And then, boom, throw the graphic up there of Francis' favorite package, per my understanding, the Ultra Premium Collection, which is absolutely terrific. And I want to share one more thing before
it's your grandmother's favorite package, too.
You better believe it is. Trust me, there's many grandmothers out there that got Francis' scent on them right now.
hey.
One more thing I want to add on there. Guys, if you like a razor, if you like shaving with a fresh Gillette, you guys know what I mean, like the fresh straight razor or just the Gillette like they do in barbershops. Manscaped's The Plow 2.0, go check it out. I actually bought it recently. Friggin' terrific. No joke. You put the blade in it, you close it, it locks. And you would think like, because I know a lot of times when I use a straight razor, I'm always like, all right, you want to try to be as gentle as you can. This John, you could just, and it's perfectly clean, perfectly beautiful, excellent. Truly, truly, really good. If you need a razor blade, like I like that fresh style more, not all the blades and all that, just the one old school style, the Plow 2.0. I could put my name on that 100%.
Check it out.
100%.
Check it
I
out.
could put my name
Listen,
on that.
I got to tell you one thing. Manscaped. Oh yeah.
He thinking of his future.
Manscaped is out of pocket. It's out of pocket for that baseball read, bro. Like that.
You heard that?
That shit is flagrant.
When they sent that was classic. That was classic
Bro,
when they sent that.
Is flagrant as fuck. But you know what? I like it. I like it. I like
the way it starts, right? You like that, don't you?
Yeah, man. Mess with your boys, man. I like
Baseball is back, and I'm sliding into home plate to spring my freshly shaved balls. What a way to start. But Francis, can you talk about real quickly? Talk about this appeal a little bit, because I'll be honest, man. I haven't really paid much mind into this.
So last week, I forget. I think Evan Drellich has been, I guess, the most heavy reporter on it.
Right.
Of the Athletic, reporting, about this letter, that, contains information about the New York Yankees and possibly a sign stealing, scandal involving them in the 2015 season. They've been talking about this letter for years now. Originally, it wasn't going to be made public. Then in 2021, we learned that it would be made public. And now in 2022, we are coming up on the date where it could be made public. Tuesday was the original date. Now, all throughout last week, accounts like Heyman and Sherman were saying, I think, that the Yankees could appeal the opening of the letter, to further, delay it or maybe stop it altogether. And that is exactly what they did. I think on Friday morning or Friday afternoon, the appeal came in officially. So they're appealing the letter being released to us on Tuesday. I think at this point, the only thing that could happen here is that the appeal could delay the opening of it.
It looks like it's not a way to stop it.
But
I don't think it's going to stop.
Yeah, but I don't think at this point they're going to be able to stop that letter being made public. And honestly, it's really, really becoming eerie as to why they're fighting so hard for it not to be made public. We've been told on countless occasions by Manfred, by Cashman, there's nothing there's really nothing in the letter. There's really nothing.
Right.
It's like, well, if there's really nothing, if there's really, really, really nothing, why have you been fighting so hard to keep it under wraps? Now, we all know that the strict rules on sign stealing came after 2015, right?
Correct.
They came after 2015.
Correct.
Like all this stuff, it literally it started to materialize in 2016 and really took effect. It became official by 2017. Right. Making what the Astros did so very egregious. Making what happened with the Red Sox in 2018 also very egregious, because both of these incidents happened after there was explicit language against sign stealing of those kinds. Rewind to before that, though, there really wasn't anything that explicit.
Right.
So whatever the Yankees were doing in 2015, whatever any of the teams were doing, because all the teams were doing, we know this at this point, all the teams were doing it. Whatever they were doing or anybody was doing wasn't explicitly illegal. Like
I was also just going to say this. It ain't like the Yankees won jack shit. They didn't win jack shit.
No, they got smoked pretty much in that wild card game.
They didn't win nothing, so
Keuchel shut them down really easily. Bro, shut them down in the Bronx. So if they had a scheme at home,
it wasn't working.
That shit didn't work, bro.
That shit wasn't working at all. So
yeah, it was those bats were quiet.
See, that's my whole confusion about this whole letter, because I also read something that was like there was concern about the way the letter itself is written, that
the wording
of it could maybe implicate something that wasn't there.
So basically what I'm understanding is that the way that something is worded in the letter leaves an opening for people to get creative.
Right.
and use their imagination about certain things, right? But here's the thing. Even if the letter explicitly says the Yankees did not do this, right, 5, 6, 7 times, if there's any mention of, well, there was they were allegedly doing this or that. Some idiot somewhere is gonna run with it. It doesn't matter what it says.
Right, correct.
It doesn't matter. I think people forget Mets fans exist, Red Sox fans exist, Astros fans exist,
right.
And all they want to do is see the demise of the Yankees.
Yep.
They've been reveling in it the last couple of years.
I was about to say, don't worry. The Yankees leadership is doing it for them. They don't got to worry about it.
It's demise after
the Yankees leadership is helping them out.
The freaking the fucking cornball, the Mets fan Mark Giraffe Neck or whatever, I can't stand him. Every single year with the corny ass fucking video popping champagne because the team is. It's like, bro,
when are you gonna never made it, man?
When are you gonna pop the champagne because your team is winning? Like that's the champagne you should be worried about.
See, look, things like that, and it's funny too because one of the things I've tried to teach myself, and I'm sorry to bring this up, and it's not even a knock on anything or anybody else, so don't take it that way. A lot of people in life, I've noticed this, when they see and everybody probably knows this already, but they see you're trying to do something, they want to get a rift out of you. They want a response because they're like, you know what? I know, I see these people doing stuff. Now I want to go at them. That's why one of the things I always tell this team and I talk about in chats is let's just do our thing. Do our thing because people know, people understand what we're doing. People see what we're doing. And I'm not saying that we out here doing bigger and better things than everybody else. I'm being humble about it because I think we are doing bigger and better things than everybody else.
But we are better than y'all.
I'm just being humble, okay?
But we are better than y'all.
Much better. Much better. I'm trying to be humble here. Don't take away my humbleness.
I'm sorry. Right? I'm very sorry that I'm not sorry for saying that.
Right. I like to apologize. Absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he wants.
Absolutely fucking nobody.
The other crazy thing is, my wife is in your DMs. Your wife is in me DMs.
Yeah.
But the crazy
Connor's
thing is, the crazy thing is though, my man had a broken ass foot in half. In half. That's how crazy this dude's in half. And he's screaming,
"Oh man,
yeah, baby! Tonight we're gonna be at the. Your wife is in me DMs. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh man.
With his leg like this.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh man.
But no, in reality, all I'm just saying is, I'm not gonna respond to a lot of this stuff. See, most people I don't respond to. Earl, I responded to because I'm like, this cat has done a complete circle. He did like the wipe and wash, whatever the hell thing is. The
wax on, wax off.
Wax off. Then like, okay, you flipping here, now you here, now you here, now you here. Yeah. Okay, you did a complete you did a complete flip. So I'm not gonna respond to a lot of these cats. Like I'm gonna keep doing what we're doing. Our fan base is gonna keep growing. Trust me. I don't gotta pat myself on the ass to know that everything I've been saying for 4+ years has been majority right. Have I been wrong? Yeah. Have I been way more right than I've been wrong? Hell yes. And you don't gotta. You could go look.
Everybody's wrong sometimes.
Exactly. And you could go search for all that stuff. All I'm saying is this platform is growing. You know why? Because we are pushing truth. We are pushing the narrative that, guys, you could be upset with the move, but you could still love this team. If you guys really think we would waste our time making a podcast, doing all the work I do behind the scenes, I should make a behind the scenes video. I give John Boy credit on that. He made a behind the scenes video where you see how much work goes into this shit. So I give them credit on that. You see how much work. You can wake up at 6 in the morning and you may not be done to 9 to 10 o'clock at night. I've been there. I told you guys one time. I was up for 34 hours. Literally working on stuff that we got for this coming season. And you really think I'm going to do that for a team I hate? Francis is going to come on here, make room in his schedule, which is very busy. He's going to make room in his schedule every single week to come on here and talk to me about a team we hate for an hour and a half, 2 hours. We have nothing. Happen. He got children, I got children. He got a wife, I got a fiance. We got lives outside of here. My life has been fully dedicated to this network. Every single day building. Something new that can make it better for people. Because look, you could knock this team's move. You could knock the leadership. You could do all that and still be the best fan on the planet. That does not mean you're not a fan. So again, yes, it's bothering me.
And we're the platform for that. That's what we are. We're the platform for that. That's what we are. That's what we're here for.
getting into the truly, it really does bother me because I know how hard everybody's network works. For somebody to come out of nowhere and you guys aren't fans, man, shut up. Because what are you doing at home? Are you building something? Are you trying? A lot of you cats that I ask you, why don't you come on then? You don't do it. Why? Why don't you do it? Why don't you have your own podcast? Why don't you look to build your own thing? If your narratives are so good, go talk about it. See if people come listen. See if people come listen to you. Go talk about it.
Pete, it's funny. It's funny that you say that because I think a lot of people think that that we do is easy.
Oh yeah,
and
no, I sit back, kick my feet up all day.
I've seen it. I've seen. Listen, I'll just say it like this, and it's not to throw shots at anybody, so don't go running with a narrative. But I've seen podcasts pop up several times over over these years, being on Twitter and stuff like that. Baseball podcast, Yankees podcast, whatever podcast, everything, basketball, everything, whatever you want, right? Because everybody thinks that, oh yeah, I mean, I save things on Twitter and people like me and they like my tweets and they retweet it, whatever. What they don't realize is there's a community, right, of you people on Twitter and everybody. I mean, I don't know how to say this in a PC way, but like, it's just like everybody sucks each other off. That's what you guys do, right? Like, oh, this guy tweeted. Well, I'm going to like it. I'm going to retweet it. And I'm going to talk, oh, it's the greatest tweet in the world. This is the greatest account in the world. Oh, let me post this picture of all the little circles. Oh, if you're not in this circle, you're not cool. And so
fucking high school. These kids are 46 years old. What you doing?
They,
Go get a
they
damn
go,
job.
they see this and they're like, oh, look, every time somebody posts that circle, like I'm there, so that means I'm cool. That means whatever. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah,
you win
I
the
guess
click. You win the
you
click,
think,
man.
yeah, you see what's funny. Oh, I have 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Yeah, I mean, these people let me tell you something. I'm on my second account right now because I haven't gotten my first one back. Okay. I have 200 followers on that account. But every fucking week, 2,000 plus people come and tune in to listen to me and Pete talk
more than that,
about
3,
the fucking team.
3,000, 3,500.
I was being humble there.
See,
but I'm just saying.
I can't be humble because I know all our numbers.
Because you know about the numbers, right?
All day, every day, man.
So see, here's
you
the
guys want to know something
right?
crazy? I'm gonna share this with you guys. You guys know about impressions, right?
Oh,
you ready for this one?
They should know that.
Okay, March, 356% were up. Okay, over 1.2 million impressions. Over 1.2 million impressions on our network.
Come on, guys. And that was March.
And we haven't even started game season,
out of the lockout and everything.
Post-game shows.
Oh,
we haven't done none of that. Lives, breakdown videos, none of that stuff. This month, sit back and watch what we do for you this month.
Oh, yeah.
Sit back and watch the real work take place.
My point is, like, look, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. What we do every week, what NyynewST does, Christian, SGR, what the Twins do, Alex and Luca, what Felix does, what the Guians do, what Chef does, what we're doing, what RB and Joe, when we jump on that Nights at the Rounds, what we do, make no fucking mistake about it. That shit is not easy.
Hell no.
We put ourselves out there, right? Way more than you guys do, right? You see, because we put ourselves out there with accounts that actually have our faces as the fucking picture.
Correct.
We put ourselves out there, but we don't just do it in the tweets. No, we get on fucking camera where you can literally go back to videos and say, well, you said this.
Yep.
I got a video of you saying whatever, and say, oh, look that you were wrong here, whatever. And we go and we do it every fucking week, and we don't care
go back
if we're
and
wrong
find
or we're
a clip
right.
of me saying that Aaron Boone's wife fucks him.
And
the
it's
shit I have said.
It's out there. It
Aaron
lives
Boone
forever.
should punch me in the mouth when he first sees me. I told you this. I'm not joking when I say that. If a man talks about me like that, I'm decking him first time I see him. There ain't no questions. There ain't no conversations. When it's on site. It's on site when I see you.
On site.
Okay.
But hey, come in for a second.
Fact. It ain't even. I ain't even talking to you. I don't care where you. Immediately, right there. My whole thing is, the funny thing is though, do you ever hear me go, yeah, I never said it?
Yeah.
No, I said it. I'm not scared to admit that I said anything I ever said. I'm never gonna go back on and say I didn't say it.
No,
That's
but you can be wrong.
Come on here. Look at my face. I'm right there. That's me. Francis, look.
Yeah.
You're right there. That's you.
Yeah.
We do this because we love it. And guess what we love even more? We love that we have fans that want to see us.
Yep.
And that's what we're so serious about growing it,
Exactly.
doing it, going further and further and further. The NyynewST, I'll share this about them. We're going to have a show together on April 10th.
Dope.
All of us.
Yeah, not
and that
ready.
is live, Sunday, 5 p.m. live. That is going to be live. But one of the things that I want to bring up about that show and just about NYST, they've shared this. They were going to quit. They were going to end their show for good. Do you know that NYST, since joining us, and again, this is stuff they've shared. Their downloads on iTunes are skyrocketing. Their views are skyrocketing. They never had numbers like this. The Guians never had numbers like this. Okay? So even what you said before going back, Chef's numbers are friggin' fantastic. Even going back.
He's doing great.
And people don't understand. People go, well, Pete, your channel's been here for a long time. But NYNewsTV is only January.
Yeah.
We only got a couple of months in this, and we were in a lockout.
Yeah.
So we haven't even had a chance to go, okay, we're on solid ground. Let's go. But guess
Exactly.
what? We do now.
Dude, we were doing this shit with no
Bro,
certainty that there was going to be a topic to talk about every single week.
And if there was,
when
there was one, and we were just like, oh,
Bro.
yeah, Aaron Boone made a comment today. He said this and that. Let's rant on that for 20 minutes, and then we'll just bullshit.
Bro, no, I'm not going to hold you. When I look back at those episodes, early January, whatever, bro, like, look, you say what you want. There was not a lot going on out there. We're like, bro, it's not because it's our team. It's just being straight up on it, bro. We killed that shit. There was, I was looking at all the other platforms, bro.
Some of them never made anything.
Half of y'all went dark.
Yeah.
Half of you went dark.
Facts.
I mean, people were trying to tweet through it and little things here and there, or let's do a quick video here, let's do a quick video there. Look, I'm not shitting on them. I completely understand, bro. It was dry. It was dry. You had to really freaking look. The reason that we were going, if you guys don't freaking realize it by now, but the reason that we were going and published is because, bro, we were the only platform that had literally just kicked our shit off. And baseball decided to be cucks.
Yeah, we said we
continue this lockout.
And I told you guys that too, right? We all agreed. We're like, yeah, we're not going to stop. Like, even if it goes 2 months, if it goes 3 months,
no, we said full steam ahead.
There was a time where I will even say for myself, I told you guys, I was like, if this thing doesn't get wrapped up, and it right now, because it was at that point where it's like, they're just going to shut down. Like, this is going to be really bad. And it goes to June, we were going to have to take a month, a couple of weeks or something off just to not burn ourselves out of trying to talk about anything. But you know, and we're not even what I'm just trying to say here is that we're not looking to toot our own horns here.
No.
All we're telling you,
we still got a long way to go.
We got a huge way to go. Somebody, I thank you. It was a few people who actually added me on the face of Yankees Twitter.
Yeah, I got one of those,
Bro,
which is crazy. I'm never included in that shit.
My response to that was this. I simply said, thank you, but I'm not. Because we have a very long way to go still. So I appreciate the fans going, he's my favorite guy. I appreciate you. I do.
Yeah.
But this network is my favorite guy. The network, not me. I'm a nut job. I know that. So I understand why you would watch my rants. Look, but think about this too. Those rants live forever. People could go back and be like, this is the nutcase you want to come on my show? This psychopath? No. You know how many... The Yes Network could watch one rant and go, I will never put this guy on.
Mm-hmm.
But there's people out there that would say, I would put this guy on anything because it's entertaining. Yeah. And there's nobody else talking so open and honestly the way I am about the Yankees.
That's what it is.
We are overall.
Listen,
so
we know
a
that
base
we burn
for
bridges.
you to fan. That is true. We have created something for you to fan. Like Francis and I said before. Don't fall into that narrative that you cannot be a fan. Let us fan. Francis said it. Let us fan. You can knock this team. Somebody told us that too. Can you guys ever be positive? We've never said the Yankees are going to be shit this year. I never said that. That's never come out of my mouth. I'm responding to moves that are made in honesty. You really want
super positive though, bro. Like if I'm saying bad things,
he's more than me. He's more positive than we were joking around about how optimistic he is today.
Exactly.
In our chat because he said Hicks is going to play more than 80 games. And we're like, there's no fucking way.
Yo, Pete, that's the shit that drives me. But people say that shit to me all the time. Like, oh, you guys are always complaining. I'm like, bro, if they saw in the group chat the battles that we go on, because I'm like optimistic sometimes, and y'all like, are you fucking kidding me? Hell no. And I'm like, nah, like I really think like this is pop. I'm not, and they still call me negative. That's why I'm like, you can't listen to what these people think.
It's just so stupid because again, at the end of the day, I mean, we probably went far too long on this topic, but we knew we would. We knew we would. You fans are enjoying it. I know that the fans enjoy it. But just overall, I mean, it is a place that anybody is welcome. That's the
Oh, yeah.
crazy thing. We're not doing this for one. I'm doing this for I'm doing it for the analytic nerds. You might hear me come on and say I don't agree with you, but that doesn't mean you should stop watching the Yankees. That doesn't mean that you should. I just don't think like you should personally be around decision making. You could be a part of it. I don't think you should be 100% part of it. And there are organizations. We're seeing the Yankees make moves where you're like, bro, that's analytics. It's obvious. It's not hard. It's obvious analytics. Analytics is played the whole part of this move. So that's all I'm saying on that. And we'll get into the Jose Trevino trade here. But again, just to sum that up, sub to this channel. Sub to this channel.
Oh yeah.
Sub to this channel. You're gonna have an amazing time. Wait until October. My God. Wait until April 7th. April 6th, we have a show with everybody on. There's 9 of us. I'll just announce it right now. Me and Francis, Designated Spittaz, all of NYYST, Twin Bill, and Sheffield, and Arby from Knights at the Round Table. So there's 9 of us. 8 p.m.
Gonna be big.
Gonna be huge. 8 p.m. on the 6th. Sit back, relax. That's our prediction show. That's where we're gonna get down to who we think is the MVPs. All of that fun stuff. We're gonna get down to all of that. It's gonna be an amazing, amazing show. Trust me. You're gonna want to see it. And then April 7th, Francis, we got that show at 8 o'clock. Then we got to wake up early because the game's at 1. I got the pregame show to do. Then we got Game Season Live, me, you, and Gary Sheffield Jr. Watch party for the entire game. Then I got a postgame show. So
it's amazing.
It's a lot of stuff, but that's what I'm saying. Sub, because the stuff we're doing, I'll sit back and wait for you guys to see it, but extremely exciting. And then again, that weekend, like we said, NYYST and Designated Spittaz have a Saturday morning cartoon combination episode, which is on a Sunday at 5 p.m. live.
That's gonna be
episode.
Literally freaking crazy, guys. Do not miss it.
I can't wait. It's gonna
I've
be
been
the
looking forward to this
wild
for
episode
months.
we've ever had.
Yeah, dude,
I've been
looking forward to this for so freaking long.
I think I'm gonna start the show like Christian. Welcome, everybody, to NYYST, presented by NyynewsTV. This is episode 256. I am your host, Christian, with my co-host, Chris, yo, and SGR. What up? I'm going to start. We should flip roles.
Man.
We should flip roles.
All right, I want to know which one of them
intros.
is gonna be your grandmother's boyfriend.
Oh man, probably Chris.
Yeah, Chris got to say he got to say it.
And, oh my God,
guys,
we're gonna get the button with Dr. Go Vouch Yourself. Great, terrific. I can't wait for this episode, man. But let's talk on Jose Trevino real
and that's
quick.
That's the first Sunday night baseball of the season.
Yes.
Yankees, Red Sox.
So that is your lead up. That is going to be part of the pregame. That's the pregame show too.
That's going to be so good.
So we're going to be live up until that game.
1 week from today.
1
week from today.
Correct.
Don't miss it, guys.
Do not miss that. Jose Trevino today traded to the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I like this move. Look, Albert Abreu, you guys have always heard me talk highly about him. I'm happy for Albert Abreu.
Yeah,
he's going to go to
the
Rangers, and he's going to be in their bullpen. He's in their bullpen. He has no options. He will be in the Rangers bullpen. He's made the major leagues. He's going to get an increase in his pay. That is awesome for Albert Abreu. I'm happy for him. And let's be honest, the Yankees got a pretty stacked pen. They got Ron Marinaccio still down there, Ridings, all those guys you already know about. Jose Trevino, I can't say much about it. I'm okay with this move. I like it.
Listen, he's a defense first catcher.
And really good defensively. Very good defensively.
This is not even. I mean, when we say like very good, really good, like better than Higgy, guys.
Defensively, yes.
Yeah, better than Higgy defensively.
Definitely.
And Higgy's good. He's solid behind the plate, but Trevino's really he's pretty good defensively. He's more of a real if you're gonna go with Higgy as the starter, right? Which that seems like what it's gonna be, right? That seems like what it is at this point. Now I don't know if it's intoxication off of the spring training that he's had, or the simple fact that they didn't want to go and trade whatever it was going to take to get a guy like Contreras or a guy like Sean Murphy or any of the other options that were available at catcher. I don't know. But for whatever it is, it seems like Higgy is the guy that we're going with to start the year. That could change very quickly, and it could shift to Rorvek whenever he's healed up and ready to go, because he was a name that was not just a throw-in name for that trade with Minnesota. He was a name that the word is that, Cashman was very much interested in pulling back in that trade. So
Correct.
we're going to see. We're going to see what they have in him. I believe he's a left-handed bat also, Rorvek is. So wouldn't surprise me if they went and platooned like Higgy, right-handed hitter, Rorvek, left-handed hitter, catcher. Like, wouldn't surprise me. But if Higgy's the guy getting most of the starts this year, then and Trevino's going to back him up, at least in the early goings, then compared to where we started last year in terms of the catcher position, did we get better again, which has been the narrative that we've been going with? Yes. Defensively, we've gotten better at the position, and that's what the focus of that position needs to be. So I like it, and like you said, I second everything you said about Abreu. The kid deserves a shot. Our bullpen is absolutely jam-packed right now. I mean, it's a shame, right? Because we'd love it. We'd love for it to be here, but hey, it is what it is. We got something back that we needed.
It's a good trade.
He's getting an opportunity. That's exactly what a trade is supposed to be.
So before I sign off, unfortunately, I looked at my phone and I saw a tweet by our good friend Earl.
Oh man.
And this is what this whole show was talking about. Here's the Yankee fans on Twitter.
Man.
And by the way, I mean Earl has an open invitation to join me or whatever, however you want to do it. Pretty funny that the day started with Yankee fans complaining that they were doing nothing because the Mets were rumored to be making a bad trade. Matter of fact, I didn't see anything like that, but okay. And ended with the Yankees making a good trade and the Mets doing nothing. And the Yankee fans are still complaining. Earl.
Yeah, see,
Earl,
why are we doing that, Earl? Come on.
But here's one thing real quick. How many trades did the Yankees, how many moves overall that impacted the Major League roster did the Yankees make?
Anthony Rizzo, Josh Donaldson, IKF, Gary Sanchez not being the catcher. 4.
No, I'm talking about over just moves. What is it, 2?
Moves in total.
In total.
Because Gary, IKF,
it's all together.
and Josh, that was all one move.
Right.
And then Anthony Rizzo.
And I'll even throw Trevino in there.
I still feel like he counts in the Gary Sanchez not being the catcher move.
Well,
like,
I'm
Gary
being generous.
Sanchez gets traded. Gary Sanchez gets traded, and it doesn't matter if it's Rortvek, Higgy, Trevino. Like, Gary Sanchez getting traded is the headline.
So, he's
not the catcher.
But see, here's the problem with these people that go, "Oh, Yankee fans are complaining," and on top of that, Yankee fans can fucking complain if they want. I don't care.
What I'm saying.
If we got Correa, I wouldn't be mad if people said I didn't like this move. Okay. That's you don't have to like it.
A million people were going to say that.
That is fine. You don't have to like the move. Here's my issue with people and that's my point of what we talked about today. This is what you're seeing on Twitter, is that if you don't submit to the Yankees saying this was an amazing move, I can't complain anymore about the offseason because they got better. They got a little better. Overall, if they got much better, we'll see. I think they're a better team. I do. But if I were to tell you, Francis Lee, you're an educated Yankee fan, I was to come to you and say, hey, Francis, the Yankees make 3 moves only. That's it. This offseason, okay? Then, before you go further, you're in your head, what are you thinking right now? They get Correa, Robbie Ray, probably make a trade, maybe they get a new center fielder, maybe they trade Gary. It's only 3 moves. I could work with that. We could work with 3 moves, potentially. But then I come to you and go, the 3 moves was a trade that brings IKF and Josh Donaldson and sends Gary Sanchez out of town, and they get a young catcher he's hurt. He's not going to start the season with them, though. They get Anthony Rizzo, and they get Jose Trevino. Those are the moves the Yankees made after knowing what was available, before anybody signed.
Yeah.
Would you say to yourself, holy shit, are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to complain to you. How did they miss all these guys? This is the point I'm trying to make. There's not one person, Yankee fan, that would have sat back in that moment knowing what was available that said, I'm cool with that. I'm not going to complain. There's nobody. There's no one. There's nobody that exists that would have sat back and said, this is a fine offseason. But now that they're all gone, and this is the reality. We just said at the start of the show, we're going to ride with it. It is what it is.
We don't have a choice, Pete.
But
we don't have a choice.
To sit there and go, the Yankee fans are complaining. They're complaining. How dare they? How dare they complain? The Mets almost made a move and Yankee fans were complaining again. Bro, did you also see what else the Mets did? And I don't give a shit about injuries. The Mets still were super aggressive to go make moves. They made about, 6, 7? 5, 6, 7 moves?
Yeah, at least.
Your leadership that you're fighting for now told you. The roster was the problem. The players were the problem. Aaron Boone, we need to make changes to our roster. Brian Cashman, we need to add agility. We need to become more athletic. We need to do this. We need to do that. If you knew all that and then you were told what the moves were they made, your ass would be complaining too, and you fucking know it. That's how I'm ending this show.
Yeah, I just think to put a button on it, it's I don't mind anybody looking forward to the season optimistically. I reserve my right to believe that this is not a World Series contender team. I'm not saying that this is not a good team. I'm not saying that I can guarantee you they will not be in the World Series, because it's baseball, Susan, and anything can happen, right? There can be a slew of injuries around the league. We could get ridiculously hot from September on to there's a lot of things that can happen. There could also be a huge trade that falls into our laps at the trade deadline, something crazy. There's a lot of things that can happen. I'm saying that after this offseason, my vibe, my sentiments are, this is not a World Series contender team. I am not a fan of the offseason. If I was to grade it, it'd be like a D-. And that's it, right? I also, like I said, I'm not going to fight anybody who's saying, yeah, well, it is what it is, though. I'm optimistic, though. I think we can be good. I think we can do. Yeah, you know what? I'm optimistic, too. I said it before. The team is better. I think that there's a possibility that we could play better against certain teams that we haven't played good against the last couple of years. Will it be enough? Are they going to win the division? If you ask me, no. I don't think they win the division.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about all of this on April 6th. I'm not even going to get into that now.
Oh, by the way, man, I wish I didn't look at my phone. This is my boy at Papa Cole, at Papa Cole 45. I didn't know his. Oh my God. By the way, everybody, if you guys don't notice about me, one of the scariest things I think is a man dressed up as a woman. I think that shit's fucking creepy as shit and is terrifying. Okay,
and Papa Cole's picture is the.
Did you see that?
Thing, yeah.
Of that I'm gonna put everybody. If you're gonna fucking shit your pants, this is fucking terrifying. I wish I never saw this. Can you get?
It's Jeff passing it with the woman.
This is the scariest
with the woman
thing.
filter.
Can I get this thing? Oh my God, yo!
Yeah.
That is horrifying.
Yeah, bro.
This is your new co-host.
No, hell no. I quit.
Oh, I love the numbers. Oh, the numbers are so. Francis.
No, Jeff.
I'm here, Francis.
Jeff, I refuse.
Oh my God, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Papa Cole, bro. You got to get rid of that, fam. That's terrible, man. I got my back of my neck is sweating. No, but actually, I walked in. This is gonna sound. Listen to the whole conversation. I walked in on my parents watching Psycho, watching the movie Psycho, and it was the shower scene. I was 6 years old. Okay, and our house back then in New York, we had not a house, but our place had the little stairs upstairs, and then there was a little hallway. So like the movie Psycho, right to the left. So I wouldn't go upstairs by myself at 6. I would never do anything by myself today because when you're 6, you see something like you're curious. I gotta see the rest of it now. Mm-hmm. And then my brothers showed me the shower scene and the ending and all that shit. And then even at like 9, I went downstairs one day and my brother Michael knows I was down there and he plays the Psycho music really loud. And I just stood still. I couldn't move. Terrified the shit out of me. That's why I'm so fucked up in the mind right now as an adult, as a child growing up.
That's crazy.
I'm still growing up as a child. I'm not a man yet.
Man.
But no, that's some scary shit. I gotta end the show. I gotta end the show, man. I gotta take a melatonin tonight. I'm gonna need help sleeping.
It's really no good. Papa Cole, if you care about humanity at all, please.
He got a lot of likes on that tweet, but on the response to Jeff Passett, but I had to write on the thing. I said, "Yo, this is terrifying." That's my tweet. This is terrifying.
Oh man, listen, y'all already know. All right, don't use that filter, guys. It's weird. It's just not good. But keep it locked. Stay tuned. Subscribe and all of that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't say it at the beginning, but if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube, take a second right now. Subscribe to the YouTube. Get the likes up on this video, because even though this is not live, I'm sure that the likes are not where they should be.
I know,
because you guys are always doing that shit.
Please get
the likes up. Go on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to us there. Leave us a review. 5 stars, please. If you want to leave us a 1 star because you're a hater and whatever, a doubter, or you're just one of those, please, we welcome that shit. We're fueled by hate, literally.
Yeah, facts.
Fueled by hate.
Facts. My balls grow from them.
Listen, bruh, you heard. I mean, you heard it from the horse's mouth. He said his balls grow from him. So hate away. His fiance's not gonna get mad at you. She's gonna be happy. So she's welcoming the haters too.
I tell you what. I hope she hears me. That bitch better not get me sick. I tell you right now,
bro.
Want to be hugging all night, getting me sick. Got a big week coming up.
We got a busy week coming up.
I love her though. I love her though.
We're doing. Listen, do all this.
Me, she'll whip my ass.
Subscribe everywhere, guys.
Yeah,
you don't want to miss this upcoming season. NYY News TV to the fucking moon and back,
oh
baby.
My God.
We're gonna show you.
Oh, by the way, too,
if you don't already know,
everybody loving Francis' new little cover photo he got on there, man. He went all out on that one.
Oh yeah, man.
Man. I like the guy. He got it perfectly on the side too. The NYY News,
do it,
man. I love it.
Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. Listen, man.
So proud of this team, man. Don't miss it,
guys. Don't miss the boat. Don't miss the train.
Facts. As you guys know, we will never come whack on a Designated Spittaz track. So, guys, until next time, we are out. Adios.
Before it hits the front page, NYY